Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to the channel. So back with another buyer's guide, and this is probably one of my favorites yet. So what we have here isn't actually a standard Honda S2000 with a kit on. This is an Amuse S2000 GT1 Turbo. Basically the Honda S2000 with a ridiculously wide body kit, and it's fairly powerful. So for me, this is one of my favorite cars that I've used around the Nürburgring. It felt right at home. Drivability wise, it felt really good. So grip wise, yes, it will get its, or try and kick its back end out, but you will feel right at home and feel really comfortable to sort of bring that car in and sort of tame it. It doesn't, sort of kick it out to the point where it feels really twitchy and sort of where the slightest little kick out and it's going to sort of spin you around or chuck you onto the grass. um Obviously I've just done a video on the Lamborghini Veneno, and that felt like really quite twitchy and a bit sort of unstable. I did mention that maybe it was too close to the ground. Well, this car is obviously very low, but it did feel a lot more sort of stable, especially when it comes to under braking and sort of tackling some of these tighter sections. So like I mentioned in the Lamborghini video, this is my new way of testing cars, doing a blind lap around the Nürburgring, the Nordschleife layout. Um, Obviously, I'm going to be using the cars sort of straight out the box, so I won't be doing any tuning to sort of help it along, because I know this game sort of centers around tuning cars up for each specific track, but a lot of players are not going to do that. A lot of people won't touch the tuning because they might not be as clued up as some of us more experienced players. So I want to get that sort of raw feeling for, if I was someone that just came along and bought this car, and sort of how it'd feel straight out of the box, no upgrades, so no modifications. I can put liveries on it. As you can see, I put a classic Gran Turismo livery on it, which for me looks absolutely awesome and right at home on this car. But yeah, so like I said in the Lamborghini video, I want to get that raw feeling. This is especially to make every car sort of equal and give it an equal chance. Because I will be doing sort of, as you'll see at the end of this video, a lap time sort of leaderboard to sort of see where each car's at. So even though some cars might be a lot trickier to drive, they might still turn out to be really quick. And as you'll see at the end of this video, I was a little bit surprised. So even though I'm a very experienced Gran Turismo player who's been playing for over 2 decades, for me, what makes a car really good and gives it some bonus points in my eyes is if it's extremely good out of the box and well balanced. And for me, this is one of those cars. This for me is up there with the likes of the Sylvia and the 1999 GT500 Skyline. Although performance-wise, it may not be on the same level as something like the Skyline, the fact that straight away anyone could buy this car and really have fun with it and really enjoy driving with it just makes it such a better experience, I think. Like I said, I've not tuned this car at all, and even though, like you just saw there, yes, the back end does sort of kick out because I mean I run zero traction control. um that even with all assists off, this is a very controllable car. It does actually feel very quick as well. But yeah, I just think the how planted it felt around the whole lap. There wasn't a single point throughout the lap where I felt like, I am going to absolutely bin this car into the wall. It just felt extremely planted, and I felt very comfortable driving it. So drivability wise, this is really up there as one of the most enjoyable cars in Gran Turismo 7. You just can't really go wrong when you use this car. It feels great. It looks amazing. Like, I mean, looks wise, the sort of insane kit we've got on this Honda. It's just it's great. It looks great. It gives off that classic sort of Gran Turismo vibe, and by that I mean like it's a really good looking classic Japanese. I say classic, I guess it is now. I mean, it's a quite an old car, so yeah, it just gives off that really good sort of Gran Turismo vibe and feeling, just the way it looks. Performance wise, like I said, it's very good. It might not be the quickest on the straights, but round the corners, you're probably going to struggle to find cars that feel this connected to the track. And for me, this is where Gran Turismo excels. Like cars like this, sort of really put into perspective how good the driving physics are now. Like especially after update 1.13. So, in my opinion, there's just really no downsides to this car. There's nothing where I could literally sit there and say, "Oh yeah, but it's it's bad at this, it's poor at this." It's just a very, very good all-round car. And for me, in my opinion, yes, you should buy this car. Yes, you will enjoy it. It's a little bit obscure and weird, sort of hidden away. Um, but yeah, it is in the brand central, so you can buy this car at any time and just sort of enjoy your time with it. So I'm going to let you listen to the sound of the engine properly without me talking over it, and then we'll get back and discuss some more things. So as you can hear, it's a very good sounding car, especially like a lot of cars, the turbo is nice and loud and sort of gives it that, that really cool, heavily modified sound. Even though we've not added anything to the car, it does sound really good even out of the box without any exhaust changes. So obviously this is the second video with my new format, and I have to say I much prefer this over the Lamborghini. Throughout the whole lap, I felt much more comfortable. Where the Lamborghini, the brakes felt really poor on it. I don't know if it's because of the sheer speed you go at, but sort of getting that car slowed down to, take the corners cleanly was a bit of a pain. Um, and it did twitch at the back, as you recall, as we come off the straight in the Lamborghini. I did end up basically piling off onto the grass. No such problems here with the Honda. It felt very, very good. I seriously cannot fault it. And we will finally get to see the leaderboard times. I was a bit surprised. I felt this felt faster than the Lamborghini, but it might have just been because obviously the lower speeds on the the straight sectors of the track. But as you can see, we've done the lap time at the Nürburgring. Honestly, a great car, and yes, you will need to buy this car because it's just fun, and for me, that's what Gran Turismo is about. So as you can see here, it did a 736, slower than Lamborghini, but like I said, I really enjoyed this car. So if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I make this kind of content every day, and I'll see you all in the next one.